the clothes change, the fashions change, where people get tattoos and piercings changes, but they still get them, okay? So it's interesting to watch the cultural evolution of kids, and to realize that it really is true that the more things change, the more they stay the same. And I think for me, another area that's been really enlightening is by working with kids in different regions of the United States. The kids here in Iowa have a certain background in the Midwest. And then I'm working with the kids in Houston, Texas, and the kids in Palm Beach, Florida, and the kids in Knoxville, Tennessee. The kids. What's interesting is that the shades and faces and dialects and I guess all those things change, but the message is the same. I don't know who I am, I don't know where I fit, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. Boys, girls, Lakota, Sioux, inner city, African American, urban, Latino, it doesn't matter. That these kids are all struggling with who they are and where their life is going.
When I first came here, I saw the girls with the scars, and I saw my scars, and they said those scars will always be there, but each scar has a story. And I said well, my scars don't have a story. And they said well, when you go through this program, you'll understand that each scar has a story. And when I got here, I didn't see the point in me hurting myself, because I saw how all the ladies here, when they hurt themselves, they were dim, they didn't sparkle. But now they've been through the program, and like the Falcons here, they just glow, even with the scars. They glow. And I saw when I came in here, I wanted to be that. I didn't want to hurt myself anymore.
They're survivors. Our girls are such survivors. They've overcome more than any of us, and we can learn from them. I just have great respect for the amount that these girls, the courage that they have, and their ability to move forward. And when they succeed, it is the biggest hurdle that they've had to overcome, but they have just done a fabulous job.
You can tell that people have been through a lot. Just within my cottage, you can tell where their mindset was, they wanted something different. You can see the glow on people's faces. As soon as you walked in, it wasn't nothing like the rest of my placement. It was more really, really structured. It was, I don't know, it was different.
Yes, there are some similarities. They're not all exactly the same, but there are people here that have problems with their family. I have problems with my family. There are people that have substance issues, and I have substance issues. So they are not the exact same, but we can relate on a lot of the things.
A girl who is motivated by other peers. She may not have very good social skills. She may make her friends may fight with her. She may fight with them. But she wants to have friends. She just doesn't know how to do it very well. She doesn't know how to be respectful. She wants respect. She doesn't know how to be respectful. She doesn't know how to show respect. She doesn't know what the word integrity means. She doesn't know about not making promises. She doesn't know about twisting the truth. She'll do that because it'll make her feel better, and then doesn't understand why people disappear on her, why she's not trustworthy. Our girls want to be cherished, they want to be trusted, they want respect. And our program, from the first minute a girl sets foot on campus, helps the girl learn through modeling and words of other students what it actually looks like to be cherished, to be valuable, to be trusted, and to be honest, and to have respect.
Feeling safe here, when I first got here, I thought it was going to be, you looked at someone wrong and you were going to get hit. But that was all wrong. When I first came in here, I saw people laughing, and, even the people that I talked to, yes, they have experience with drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, and gangs, and I have absolutely no experience with gangs, but I felt safe around them because I knew that all they wanted to do was help me as they got help for themselves.
I was ready to let a lot of the things go because I didn't really want it anymore. I didn't think about it. It wasn't really something that I worried about because I don't need to do it when I go home. It's not going to really bring me anything new except for the old drama that came with it. And so I pushed that aside. I didn't want any old phone numbers, any old relationships, and you know, I threw all of it away. I said, no, I don't want this anymore. And one night I spoke to my group and said what I needed help with and who I was letting go and what I was letting go and why. And like, that's when everyone started coming in. You know, to me, it was like, oh, everyone wants to help me now, but really all along they were helping me.
I found that there's so much depth in the young women here, and their ability to understand complex ideas is just phenomenal. I think that any young woman, regardless of having had troubles in her life, could benefit from Forest Ridge. I think that young women across the country would benefit from learning how to build relationships, from learning how to stop and think in intensely emotional situations, to learn about their bodies, to learn about how to be assertive with another person. That's not something you see. That's not taught anywhere else that I've experienced. So first of all, it offers you those things, no matter who you are. But for the individuals that do come to Forest Ridge, for the young women that walk through these doors, we offer more because they're here due almost without exception to something that stepped into their lives when they were younger, some sort of interruption, a trauma. Okay, sometimes throughout their young lives. Sometimes the young women that are here have been raised with a perspective that just hasn't been very social. Sometimes the young women have had one huge interruption in their lives. Sometimes they've had a lot of little ones. So what Forest Ridge offers you is the ability to learn alongside other girls and from other young women, okay, how to come out the other side, how to not just recover, but really in many ways be stronger than someone who hadn't gone through whatever it is that you have. I think that Forest Ridge offers you the opportunity to be everything that you could be. And I think that it offers you the opportunity to really, really take those things that have happened that have caused you to consider going in a direction that might have been self-destructive or destructive to others, that could make a huge difference in the world. I really think that the young women that come to Forest Ridge are exceptional. I don't think they're average. And so I think Forest Ridge is an opportunity for you to learn alongside and from other young women, to take that which you already bring here that is exceptional and use it to your benefit and the benefit of others.
What I learned here that has helped me bring out, I think, the fact that I do like to help people. They just kind of showed me specifically what kind of person I am. I kind of discovered myself a little bit here. And I discovered how I truly am, because I was so caught up in what I was doing at home that I never really cared about what I'm here on, in the United States to do or something, or whatever, however people want to say it. But when I could stop here and think about I just grew as a person here. It helped me to realize that that's something that I naturally like to do. I like to be there and help people, especially one-on-one. I'm not a kind of office girl. I really like to work with people. So I kind of learned just some general things about myself that led me to realize, I guess, what I prefer to do in life, or jobs or careers. And that's something that's helped me along my way.
One of the opportunities that I have is to take a photograph of a girl for our files when she first arrives. And those photographs are always, as I look in her eyes, I always see pain. And generally a girl can tell me in the very first day what it is her pain is about. When a girl leaves the program, several weeks before she completes the program, I also have the opportunity to take photographs of the girls who are most senior in our program. And they are lovely young women. They have a a glow about them that doesn't come from hairspray or lipstick. It comes from knowing that they're good, knowing that they may not be complete yet, but they're much more complete than they were when we first met. They have honesty. They have their voice. They have learned how to speak for themselves without raging at the world. They're able to speak for themselves. They're able to understand difficult situations. They have learned when it's important to keep your mouth closed and listen. And that is a skill that most of the girls that come to us don't have that skill. They know when something's been not fair. They know when something's unjust, and they sort of run their mouth on it. And sometimes they lose all of their power by doing that. So by learning to understand the situation, learning to develop skills to deal with it, and learning when it's time to listen and when it's time to speak, our girls become much stronger and much bolder in a very positive way.
There were a lot of obstacles. Just, a lot of people would say stuff, and I'd believe what they said. I'd be like, oh, all right, I can't do it. They say I can't do that. I probably can't. I'm probably not as good as that person because they have that. And now it's a lot. I can see that it shouldn't matter based on a lot of the stuff that I used to base on. It shouldn't matter, what, if you're male or female or what color you are. None of that stuff should matter. You can do what you want to do if, you have the motivation to do it.
One of the nice things about being in this field for so long is that not only do you hear from kids, but you hear from kids who are now emerging into adulthood. I've had kids that I didn't even recognize walk up to me on the street, one in a grocery store, who became a chef at a restaurant. Another young lady who wanted to introduce her husband and her young child to me. And this was a young lady who swore that she would never get married and never have kids because of her view of what family and relationship was like. By understanding that there's an alternative that can leave you happy and fulfilled, it opens up new avenues for you. So I've received letters, and which is unusual, that if you talk to the staff of our programs, they'll tell you that they routinely receive phone calls and letters and visits. In some cases, as you know, we've had former youth in our programs come back and become employees in our programs. And I don't think that there's any higher praise or any higher recommendation than that for a kid who, swore kicking and screaming that I don't want to be here, to really realize this is a place not only do I believe in, but I want to come back and make a contribution because I want to give back to the youth of this program the way somebody gave to me.